Please welcome Kirsten.
So my name is Kirsten, and for my explorations project, I chose to focus on poetic documentaries. The documentary unit was definitely my favorite unit from this whole entire year, so I wanted to focus more on it and try to use different modes of documentary. I chose poetic because it's a very effective form of communication, and I thought it was very inspiring to watch a lot of the movement and dramatic scenes from poetic documentary. So in terms of research, I started with researching the history of documentaries. I watched a very good video that explained it all very briefly, and it showed the change over time and how different forms of documentary transformed. Then I focused on the different modes of documentary, learning about the 6 different modes, and I found that they're kind of intertwined and sometimes overlap, so I chose to make my infographic about the 6 different modes of documentary and clarifying each of them individually. Then I focused solely on poetic documentaries and learned that they focus on tone and mood, so that's what I wanted to show in my final documentary. I ran across this YouTuber while I was doing research, and I watched a lot of his poetic documentaries. He made a lot of very good poetic and observational documentaries, so I tried to mimic his style when creating my own. And then in terms of production, my process was pretty straightforward. I did a lot of brainstorming. I wrote a script as a poem, and I chose to focus my poetic documentary on climate change. So my script was from the perspective of the earth, and that's how I did it. Here are some production shots. One of the challenges I faced during this process was that I started filming during somewhat of a storm. It was raining a lot, so I decided to make my whole entire film based around that storm. But later, when I finished my filming process, there was no longer a storm, so I had to create a lot of shots by hand to mimic the storm that I started filming in. So this is my final documentary.
You knew I was hurting. For years, you knew. But you couldn't face it. I won't be around for much longer. I won't be here. I've been suffocating. I've been crumbling. I've been torn apart. I've been taken for granted. Everything feels too hot. You could help me. Do you care enough to try? Because if you lose me, everything is lost.
So I tried to really focus on tone and mood.
When was the moment you knew you belonged right here on America's Got Talent?
Right now.
Please.
So I tried to focus on tone and mood throughout the whole entire process, And I actually really enjoyed the whole entire filming and filming the audio recording process. So I definitely want to do it again. And I think poetic documentaries are a very good way to talk about change and kind of create awareness about certain issues. So yeah, that was my final takeaway. Thank you.
So some of the lines you said it is very emotional. It sounded like you were actually
Yeah.
crying in one line.
What I did was I wrote a basic outline, and it was more literal. I talked about like the oceans dying and like the oceans suffocating and stuff. And then the friend that I recorded it with was actually my neighbor, and she was my friend from middle school. So when she came, we kind of worked it out and made it more interpretive, so it was more like a poem, so that the whole documentary was more interpretive. That's kind of like the process of creating a script.